Crossfire.
On the right, I'll back join us again next time for another edition of Crossfire.
This is CNN NewsStand.
Disaster strikes. Oh my goodness, that thing is huge. Killer tornadoes dramatically caught on tape by this man.
And I'm seeing debris, like pieces of houses spinning above me.
Camcorder reporters documenting disasters, then pawning them off to prime time.
What you're seeing is so unbelievable that you couldn't script it.
Has this real take on reality TV gone too far?
The lines between news and reality, as in terms of reality programming as entertainment, have clearly been blurred.
He was everyone's favorite guest at my best friend's wedding.
Just in time for a quick pre-conjugal visit, if you catch my drift.
Now, Rupert Everett is on every list in Hollywood. Do you feel like a Hollywood movie star?
Not really.
No?
Not really.
What can these women do for these women? This woman will tell you.
There's no question that being married to Jay was one of the things I brought to the table.
If you don't know her, you know her husband.
She's doing 90% of the work, and I'm standing in front of cameras waving and getting credit.
Tonight, Mavis Leno, phones, faxes, and how she got Hollywood to take a stand.
Now, CNN and Entertainment Weekly with Judd Rose and Willow Bay.
Good evening and welcome to CNN and Entertainment Weekly. I'm at Borders Bookstore in Los Angeles, where the front pages of the newspapers have one thing in common: images of this week's devastating tornadoes and their aftermath.
And Willow, I'm at News Bar in New York City. Wherever you are, you've no doubt seen the astounding video that tracked the progress of those terrifying tornadoes as they smashed through Oklahoma and Kansas. Now, those images were captured by an amateur. One more example of the impact that home video has had on the news and on entertainment. NewsStand's Michael Oku has that story.
Two tornadoes directly next to each other. Unbelievable!
It was late Monday evening when the world first witnessed some of the most gripping pictures of the tornadoes on the Weather Channel.
My mouth is agape here. This is just amazing, amazing footage. Tornado on the ground! Tornado on the ground!
As he called us from the feed point, he was just beside himself. You could hear him in the background on the phone just going, "This is the best stuff I've ever shot in my life. This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen."
Oh my goodness, that thing is huge.
Mark Weinberg clutched his digital camera tightly,
Power line, stop! Stop!
tracking the twister that has claimed at least 43 lives across Oklahoma and Kansas. I'm looking up to the sky and I'm seeing debris, like pieces of houses spinning above me. I'm feeling mud dropping out of the sky. I'm all over me from the tornado picking it up.
The twisters broke out last evening, tearing a wide path. A student who chases storms for a living ventured out to catch the twisters in action.
In the 72 hours since capturing those awesome pictures, Weinberg has watched his amateur video migrate from the Weather Channel to dozens of other television outlets.
But that didn't stop one man from grabbing a camera and risking his life in one of the most powerful storms in U.S. history.
Two tornadoes!
Starts with one person. I sell it to one person. The next guy says, "Hey, he's got this. I want it too." So he gets it, and then everybody wants it.
Tornado about a half mile south.
And Weinberg is no stranger to the power of his camera's lens. He captured another high-profile tornado in Oklahoma last October,
Mark, come on in here.
landing him a stint on the David Letterman show.
I tell you, if you get some footage of giant hail, you're in business. People love to see the footage of the giant hail.
I got lucky with that, too.
You get some big hail?
I think there's just a natural tendency to be attracted to anything that has an element of danger in it, to want to see things that are odd and unpredictable.
It finally dawned on me that we weren't going to survive this fire.
Smoke is so intense I can't keep my eyes open. Here it is, coming right here.
The growing appetite for unpredictability has made the amateur video market explode. Call it the golden age of reality television.
The world's most amazing videos.
In the past decade, the number of shows featuring natural disasters has tripled. with amateur video finding a shelf life well after the fires, floods, and winds have died down.
Ferocious. Relentless. These are the world's deadliest storms.
To find material on the world's deadliest storms, we go all over the world. We know what natural disasters have taken place, so we look for people that have footage of this. If it's an earthquake, it might be somebody who has a store with a surveillance camera. If it's a story that we might find in a newspaper about somebody who survived a tornado that hit the town, then we'll go after that person and we'll find out if they really do, in fact, have that great personal story to tell.
When lightning started flashing, that's when I went inside and I placed my camera on a stand and I took cover with children.
Technology sort of favors this material. It's easy to produce, it's cheap, and there's an army of people with video cameras out there to supply it to us.
And it just got darker and darker, and lightning was flashing across the road.
But some feel that guerrilla-style programming lowers the bar.
It was like the end of the world.
And caters to viewers' most base instincts.
What are the criteria that you consider when you think about putting on a show?
I think, okay, first of all, does it evoke a reaction?
A few months ago, we spoke with Mike Darnell, the man responsible for putting Fox on the map with an array of programs cultivated from amateur video. He says reality producers do nothing to cheapen what audiences are already watching on network news magazine shows.
The truth is, Dateline does these, like, survivor stories, and it's the same thing as Close Call Cheating Death or When Disaster Strikes. It's the same, I mean, when I say the same thing, I mean the same exact material.
Well, the lines between news and reality in this area are certainly starting to blur, but I think you still have a difference in most instances in terms of tone, and also in terms of the way it's packaged and presented.
When it comes to natural disasters, I think everybody would agree these are compelling national stories that affect the entire country. The entire country is interested in it. And there's nothing wrong with trying to get as much videotape as you can of that incident to try to tell the story.
News magazine shows like Dateline, 24-hour news channels, and shows like the world's deadliest storms. To the Mark Weinbergs of the world, it's all the same.
They'll say, hey, Mark, we'll give you $800. That is the most that we can give. I'm like, you're insane. So like, I'm telling you, that's all we can give. And then I say, I'm sorry, then I can't do it. They'll call back 2 minutes later, offering me 10 times that.
Look at it! We'll burn out a little bit, but there'll still be enough of it because, again, you have a combination of something that is titillating and is kind of hard to take your eyes off of and doesn't cost very much to produce. And in television, that's a very, very good combination.
And we'll be right back.
Next, we'll take you to a very different kind of war room, where the general's name is Leno. Her battle plan? Get an army of celebrities to take up her cause.
One phone call from Mavis did it.
I said I'll be there.
CNN and Entertainment Weekly. We'll be right back. NewsStand, CNN and Entertainment Weekly. Presented by U.S. Satellite Broadcasting. You've never seen movies like this. And American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more.
The meeting's Friday. Who's got the charts?
Joanne.
I'm sitting in for Joanne.
Where's Sam?
I'm Sam today.
Thought I was Sam.
No, she's Sam.
So when do we see the chart?
Wednesday?
I'm in Pittsburgh Wednesday.
Sam's in Pittsburgh.
I'm in Pittsburgh. Sam's in Spokane.
I'll be there Thursday.
Spokane?
Pittsburgh.
I'll be here.
Who are you?
Today or in real life. Wouldn't it be great if your computer showed how things looked on your figure? At LandsEnd.com, it can. With our unique personal models, an online dressing room. LandsEnd.com. It's the website that fits you.
How far must you go to improve wholesome, creamy, nutritious Dannon yogurt? Actually, only as far as the bottom. To see Dannon has already gone overboard to bring you peaches simply bursting with flavor. Dannon, made with fruit picked at the peak of delicious.
Considering how well it handles the elements under the road, it's no surprise that our newest 4x4 performs so well on the road. Introducing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, Now with an exclusive quadricoil suspension and advanced steering system for a more agile, responsive ride on any surface. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most capable sport utility ever.
The course of true love never did run smooth.
Love makes fools of us all.
Use me to use your dog.
And these fools are no exception. Rupert Everett, Callista Flockhart, Kevin Kline, Michelle Pfeiffer, Stanley Tucci, in William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 14th, only in theaters.
CNN and Entertainment Weekly has moved to 8 p.m. Eastern.
There's nothing new about a celebrity taking up a cause. Paul Newman, Bill Gates, and Susan Sarandon, for example, gave their support to the refugees in Kosovo. Sometimes celebrity efforts go beyond making a statement to the press or writing a check, and it becomes a full-time passion. But often, even passion isn't enough to deliver results. NewsStand's Robin Groth has the story of one woman who wasn't getting very far until she started using her famous name to push and prod Hollywood into action.
I mean, women are committing suicide there because they can't stand to live under the system anymore.
Death would be better for us right now. What should we do with our lives?
The concept of gender apartheid is just unfathomable to me and must be stopped immediately. I mean, it's totally unacceptable.
That they improve on our basic rights, like women in all other countries.
It's really important to shine a light on the behavior of the dance.
The average woman living under Taliban rule doesn't realize she has a voice in Hollywood.
I'm privileged to stand here tonight with Mavis and all of you who are using those skills to tell this story and to focus their attention on the plight and hopefully to change their world. You know, when I meet these idiot people, but isn't this another Hollywood cause? Yeah, it is. Screw you. Screw you.
So why did the crisis over human rights in Afghanistan become Jay Leno's Hollywood cause? It's because of this woman, his wife, Mavis Leno.
Well, excuse me, but this happened to women only because they are women, and I am a woman, and it is my issue. It's the issue of every woman alive in this world who is free to speak her mind about it.
Mavis and Jay have been married for 20 years. Until now, she happily chose to stay in the background of her husband's celebrity, helping him to build his career. She led a very private life that included a 10-book-a-week reading habit, world-class travel, and pursuing her love of animals. Then, 2 years ago, Mavis Leno joined the Feminist Majority Foundation.
I'm not a joiner by temperament.
Her attention was pulled to a country half a world away. The cause she chose was gender apartheid in Afghanistan, the widespread practice of stripping away the rights of some 11.5 million women and girls. In 1996, the Taliban regime seized control in Afghanistan. Since that time, according to Amnesty International and other human rights organizations, women have been denied education, the opportunity to work, access to adequate medical care, and they are not allowed to leave their houses without a male member of the family. There are reports that those who break the rules are often beaten, even killed. The campaign against gender apartheid is symbolized by a piece of blue mesh that is the peephole of the full-length shroud known as a burqa.
Imagine being out in the baking heat in this and only able to breathe through that. I feel passionately about it because I want to rescue them. Basically, I want them to be restored to the lives that they had before.
So Mavis Leno got some attention when she went public, urging politicians and corporations to send a message to the Taliban that if human rights abuses continue, the Taliban government would feel it financially. Leno went to Washington and testified before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. She spoke out at a Unical shareholders meeting.
And I would like to say to Unical, get with the program. Do not finance these people.
Opposing the building of a pipeline that would monetarily benefit and strengthen the Taliban. But Mavis Leno still wasn't getting front-page coverage, so she pulled out her trump cards, money, and her husband.
So finally, I said to Jay, you know, we've got to make a donation to this fund and have a big press conference to announce it. And that's what we did. So I have this photo op check here.
And it was a sizable contribution.
Yeah, it was $100,000.
That night, she and Jay were on Larry King Live.
You know, it's easy for me. I'm a comedian. People like to hear jokes. So if I go somewhere and I tell jokes, people will pay money, which will go to a good cause.
The Lanos really husbanded their celebrity. They haven't used it before. And that Jay and she contributed $100,000. It made all the difference in the world.
And that was just the beginning. Mavis Leno became the talk show guest of the hour.
I came home one day a couple of weeks ago, you know, and I'm telling him all the things that had happened that day. And finally he held his hand up and he said, okay, so now guess who I'm having on my show next week? And I said, oh, who? And he said, you. I was very taken aback.
Please welcome my wife, Mavis Leno.
There's no question but that being married to Jay was one of the things I brought to the table. Any woman in this audience tonight, imagine what it would be like if overnight you went from the life you've been used to up to this point to being essentially under house arrest. If I'm going to use all the resources at my disposal because I think somebody is going down for the third time if I don't save them, then I'm going to use all my resources, including being married to Jay.
It's very important that Mavis and Jay step forward because we were not reaching the public before. Celebrity is crucially important because it gives us the visibility, the lift to reach people.
How did it come about that you could get Hollywood and the celebrities, the money, the clout, behind you on this issue?
Well, I have to say that Linda Bloodworth Thomason came on board to help us with that.
We keep people on the phone until we win them over.
Linda Bloodworth Thomason is a Hollywood television producer best known for her shows Designing Women and Evening Shade.
Come on up, Harry.
With her husband, she produced President Clinton's 2 inaugural celebrations. A heavy hitter in both Hollywood and Washington, Thomason would choreograph a high-profile Hollywood event marking Mavis Leno's debut as a humanitarian mover and shaker.
She said that we should concentrate on the women celebrities. In this very room that we're in now, Linda and I sat, we were like dueling phones. We sat with 2 phones.
Maybe I'm being naive. It certainly has something to do with who Mavis is. But I think mostly people responded to the cause.
So we were really calling agents and publicists. But as it so happens, a lot of agents and publicists are women. We had quite a few women say, all right, here's all the women I have. Who do you want? It was just like all the doors opened when they heard what this was about.
Hollywood cell phones were buzzing. Faxes were humming. Then Abigail Van Buren jumped on board, running a letter from Mavis in her Dear Abby column. Middle America responded.
We got so many replies that it crashed our phone system. We got 30,000, they estimate between 30,000 and 40,000 phone calls to our, just from that.
Without the Lenos, I would have never heard of it, for instance. I wouldn't be writing a column about it. So, to my mind, it's critical.
But Mavis Leno does have her critics. Some feel encouraging sanctions against the Taliban government will actually hurt innocent civilians. I read to Leno from an article in the Washington Post, where some Afghan specialists were reported as saying, Hollywood activists are distorting the reality of the current condition. In fact, it may end up harming those who most need help by encouraging donor nations to reduce their aid or cut it off completely.
Okay, in the first place, what donor nations would these be? As far as I know, the only nations that are giving Afghanistan fiscal support are Pakistan, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. And that support is going to the Taliban, not to these women. The last thing in the world we want is to create further hardship for these people that are already living under such difficult conditions.
Well, I mean, she's doing 90% of the work, and I'm standing in front of cameras waving and getting credit.
On March 29th, show business's elite showed up to support the cause. Thanks to Mavis Leno, they were impassioned, informed, and outraged by the plight of the women of Afghanistan.
Let this be the first day that we stand shoulder to shoulder with our sisters around the world and declare that their persecution and abuse is our business.
And the women who are gathered here this evening want to say to you, the women of Afghanistan, Maba Shuma Hastin. We are with you. Maba Shuma Hastin.
Outside the event, there were protesters, including those who took issue with Mavis Leno and the Feminist Majority Foundation.
They are misrepresenting our culture and our tradition. They are misleading and misrepresenting the real life conditions in Afghanistan.
But inside, the event was considered a success, pulling in 1,000 supporters and raising $130,000 to continue to educate people about gender apartheid in Afghanistan.
You can say it with me to them. Maba Shuma Hastin.
To see that those who have been silenced in a land far away have a voice speaking out for them. And I am proud that my wife made it. I am so proud, you know. The only one crying was the guy.
It was the realization that quite possibly if I didn't throw every bit of my energy and all of my resources, including the extra eds that my husband being a celebrity gave me, if I didn't throw all that behind us, there was a real possibility that not only would nothing change for them, but no one would even know what their situation was.
Once more, Maba Shuma Hastin.
As Robin reported, the money raised will be used to increase awareness in this country. It does not go to the women of Afghanistan. After the success of the LA event, Mavis Leno is planning another one in Los Angeles this summer, as well as fundraisers in New York and Washington, D.C. We'll be back right after this.
Still ahead, Rupert Everett. He may be a latecomer to stardom, but he started planning for it very early.
Age 14, I'd constructed myself a little special dressing room with lots of fake telephones, and I was on the phone all the time to mystery agents.
But next, Cruise and Kidman in Eyes Wide Shut. Hollywood finally tells us if it's too hot to handle. They do bad things. Coming up on CNN and Entertainment Weekly.
Golf is always more fun when you're playing better, and helping you play better is what we do. So look for a PGA professional at your local public course or private club. The PGA of America. We make the game fun.
You've really been wanting a satellite dish, haven't you? You want all the sports, you want all the movies, but you're concerned about the costs, the programming, the installation. Hey, come into Radio Shack. Yeah. We'll explain everything. And now an RCA DirecTV system is down to $149.99. You'll even get a free installation kit and special discounts for local station reception. All with no long-term commitment. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Need new shocks? Come to Midas. We'll save you 50% on your second R2 Technology shocker strut with a lifetime guarantee. Go safely. Go Midas.
The kids come first. They're always on your mind. They're always first and foremost there. I'm Cynthia Hodges. I work at Ford Motor Company. I'm an engineer, and I'm also a mom.
We're the people who buy and use Windstar.
We know what it's like to have kids, and that helped us design this car. It's full of ideas that moms will love.
I'm able to open the doors, and they're not blinded by dome light.
Because you never want to wake a sleeping baby.
That allows me to listen to the music I like, and my kids can listen to what they like in the back.
My mom's favorite type of music is old stuff.
This sensor is really smart. The beeps get faster as you're about to back into something. Beep, 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 beep.
Parents always want the best for their children. The safety ratings. Safety
safety was the utmost importance, and the 5-star rating was a big deal.
I designed it for my neighbors. I designed it for my playgroup. I designed it for what's now become a part of my life.
Hey, my mom built that car.
Better ideas, driven by you.
Every Sunday, we look beyond the surface. We go behind the scenes. We read between the lines. The New York Times on Sunday. Expect the world.
Tornadoes ripped the heartland.
Thank God we were saved. I feel sorry for all those people who lost everything.
Tragedy in Colorado. Crisis in Kosovo. Wherever breaking news happens, CNN is there. Live with correspondents on the scene reporting the latest developments. Then recap all the day's dramatic events with instant special reports. Your most reliable source for global coverage is CNN, the world's news leader.
Bryant's back. That's our first order of business on this week's Movers, Shakers, and Deal Makers. More coffee, Mr. Gumble? Bryant Gumbel is headed back to the morning shift.
Thanks so very much.
After months of speculation, CBS has tapped him to put their morning news show on top. Starting in November, he'll be getting a new co-anchor, a new producer, and just like NBC and soon ABC, he'll be in his very own see-through studio. So far, the other networks haven't called CBS a copycat. Maybe that's because people who work in glass studios shouldn't throw stones. And in more network news, after 60 years in broadcasting, Hugh Downs announces he's retiring from ABC's 2020. Dopey, Grumpy, and Jeffrey? Jeffrey Katzenberg was not one of the dwarfs in Snow White, but his former boss, Disney CEO Michael Eisner, admits that he once said, "I think I hate the little midget." The testimony takes place during Katzenberg's $250 million breach of contract suit against Disney. Amazing to think that these two were once close friends and were able to work so well together on hits like The Lion King.
Hakuna Matata.
A real ratings grabber. Warner Brothers sighs with relief after the Motion Picture Association of America decides Eyes Wide Shut deserves an R rating. Not the NC-17 that would have hurt the late Stanley Kubrick's steamy story at the box office. For Cruise and Kidman, it means greater exposure. Bobby and Harvey making beautiful movies together in Brooklyn. Robert De Niro runs Tribeca Films. Harvey Weinstein runs Miramax Films. Rudy Giuliani runs New York City. Now they're teaming up to turn an old Navy yard into a proposed $150 million facility. Hey, come to think of it, wouldn't this be the perfect place to do a remake of On the Waterfront?
All right, let's go to work.
Papa's got a brand new Bond. The godfather of soul, James Brown, wants to turn his music into money. He signs a $100 million deal to sell bonds based on his future music royalties. He follows in the footsteps of David Bowie and his Bowie bonds. And with a catalog of over 750 songs, that could mean a lot of green for Soul Brother #1.
You're good.
That's Movers, Shakers, and Deal Makers for this week.
Still ahead, a glimpse of glory, life in the Italian countryside, where there's something new under the Tuscan sun. And so you thought he was an actor.
You were a pop singer?
That wasn't to support myself.
Oh, that was just for fun?
That was to support my ego.
The hidden talents of Rupert Everett, when CNN and Entertainment Weekly returns.
I love you, Masha.
I love you, Charles.
I love you, Masha.
I love you, Charles.
I've always loved you, Masha.
Oh, Charles, kiss me.
Don't sleep just anywhere. Stay at Fairfield Inn by Marriott. It's clean, it's comfortable, it's friendly. Fairfield Inn by Marriott. You can expect more.
Goes where you want it. Stays where you put it. The flexible shower massage from Teledyne Waterpick.
How far must you go to improve the creamy yogurt of Dannon Double Delights? Frankly, just over the top. To find Dannon has already gone to great lengths to bring you strawberries this luscious for a total double delight. Dannon, made with fruit picked at the peak of delicious.
Where's this digital workplace of the future? Where's this mecca of digitized knowledge? This no-sweat, sit-at-my-desk, rule-the-world office network? Where's this bridge to the new millennium? This seamless fit to my network? These platform-compatible workhorses that will scan, copy, print, fax, collate, staple, and make me look like the god I am. Oh, 2 doors down from Feldman. Image Runner and Image Flash series from Canon. Here's the future. Let's get to work.
Friday on Larry King Live, actor and activist Richard Gere in his first interview since his trip to Macedonia. Friday night, 9 Eastern on CNN.
This month on pay-per-view, TCI brings you Adam Sandler in the comedy hit sensation, The Waterboy. Then it's those lovable little diaper-wearing babies in the Rugrats movie. What if you were transported into a 50s sitcom? Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon find out in Pleasantville. Her mother may drive her crazy, but she's still her mother. Meryl Streep and Renee Zellweger star in One True Thing. It's easy. Just pick up your phone and order in a pay-per-view movie tonight, here on TCI.
Sports Tonight with Fred and Vince, 11 Eastern on CNN.
NewsStand, CNN's primetime news magazine series, 5 nights a week at 8 Eastern. CNN in Time, hard-hitting issues. People Profile, celebrating 25 years of People magazine. CNN in Fortune, the dynamic world of business. CNN and Entertainment Weekly, showbiz trends and pop culture. Great. CNN NewsStand, 8 Eastern, 5 nights a week on CNN.
We now return to CNN and Entertainment Weekly with Willow Bay and Judd Rose.
Welcome back to CNN and Entertainment Weekly. We've got a lot more ahead for you this half hour, including the president's latest push to get industry executives involved in a summit on violent forms of entertainment.
But first, Hollywood careers that never took off. The stories are legendary. An actor takes a role that sounds like a big deal, but turns into a disaster. Or passes on a part, then watches as the producer's second choice becomes the star. But once in a while, an actor reluctantly signs on to do a movie. It turns into a huge hit, and then he discovers he's the talk of the town. It happened to Rupert Everett when he took a small part in a movie called My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh, my God, race you to the altar.
Underplay.
Got it. Hey! I'm Jules' fiancé, George. Just in time for a quick pre-conjugal visit, if you catch my drift.
The weirdest thing about it is it seemed like such a bad opportunity at the beginning.
Why?
Because on the paper it wasn't really a role. You know, it was just a little kind of tragic thing, really. I run for the bus, dear.
When My Best Friend's Wedding was screened before a test audience, Rupert Everett was such a hit as Julia Roberts' charming and hilarious boss, George, that the test audience demanded more. So the movie was reshot to expand Everett's role.
It sounded like George was gay. Actually, yes. Common misconception. Playing a gay character and being gay was, you know, my gimmick of 1997, or whenever it was. And it gave me my little window of opportunity through which I'm jumping with alacrity. And that's a good job.
These days, this 40-year-old Englishman is adapting quite nicely, thank you, to life in Los Angeles. Do you feel like a Hollywood movie star?
Not really.
No?
Not really.
Why not?
I think I've got to wait a little bit to go before I'm a Hollywood movie star.
Meaning what?
Well, you can't be a Hollywood movie star with one little tiny role in a movie. You know, you have to have a body of work, successful work, I guess.
Born in England in 1959, Everett was raised in an upper-class family. By the time he was 14, he knew he wanted to be an actor. He dropped out of high school when he was 15, moved to London, and enrolled in drama school.
And I thought that drama school would somehow be a kind of netherworld where, you know, everyone was hysterical and drunk and crying and laughing and everything like that. In fact, really, it was just as middle class as being middle class was. So, in a sense, I was disappointed by drama school. But, and in the end, I didn't last the course either.
You didn't?
No, I was fired after 2 years.
Why?
Because I was still a big show-off. I was always trying to wind everyone up. I was a pain, probably.
His attitude may have been a problem, but landing acting jobs was not.
I auditioned for this play called Another Country.
Are you a communist because you read Karl Marx? No. You read Karl Marx because you know you are a communist.
That started off in a little tiny theatre outside of London and got very good reviews, and then suddenly it was in the West End of London, which is like Broadway. And I became, like, at the age of 21, kind of a theatre star.
Mm-hmm. And then that was made into a movie in the mid-'80s.
That was made into a movie a year and a half later, Another Country, and that was how I kind of got into the movies, really.
I'll send you a postcard from France.
France isn't far enough.
After a second film, Dance with a Stranger, he decided to give Hollywood a try.
Next time you see me, I'll be rich and famous.
But not much happened. He moved to Europe and found other ways to satisfy himself creatively and support himself financially. You were a pop singer?
That wasn't to support myself.
Oh, that was just for fun?
That was to support my ego. And luckily, they're all very untraceable, these records.
Not quite, Rupert. We did find one. He even wrote 2 novels, Hello, Darling, Are You Working? And The Hairdressers of Saint-Tropez. How would you describe Hello, Darling, Are You Working?
Trash. But, you know, kind of alternative trash.
And did it do well?
Yeah, it did quite well.
You've been honest about a lot of things in your background. You told an American...
I don't want to talk about all of them now.
You told an American magazine that you worked as a prostitute as a young man. Are you sorry you were that honest? Was that a good thing to have shared, to just sort of get it out there and be done with it, or a bad thing to have done?
I think talking about things is, it struck me as a good idea at the time, because I really wanted to get famous and successful. I wanted anything that was said about me to have been said about myself. And I thought getting stuff out in the open would at least, you know, I would not have the National Enquirer coming down my neck, you know, just as I was reaching Tom Hanks' hood.
After more than 20 years in the business, Everett is finally getting a taste of stardom. He played Christopher Marlowe in this year's Best Picture, Shakespeare in Love.
I have a new one nearly finished and better.
He co-stars with Michelle Pfeiffer in The Midsummer Night's Dream, which opens next week.
He thought I was enamored of an ass.
In June, he's the charming, aristocratic Arthur in The Ideal Husband.
Did you miss me?
Awfully.
Then I'm sorry I did not stay away later. I like being missed.
And in July, Inspector Gadget's Dr. Claw.
Just Claw. One word. Like Madonna.
Everett is also writing parts for himself.
The type of acting or the type of film that I think I would be the best in isn't quite written at the moment. Not that that's anyone's fault, it's just it's just not there. And, you know, I would like to be in those modern versions of those films that Claudette Colbert made, you know, and Cary Grant made and things like that.
A few years ago, you told a magazine that you were hungry for success. Are you still? Yes, really. This isn't enough success.
I really would like to be able to just have a shot. I don't mind failing, by the way, but I'd like to have a shot to present myself in the cinema in the way that I feel I could be at my best. The great thing about having a success, you know, in the autumn years as opposed to the spring years or the late summer years is that, you know, you've learned to respect what you can do yourself more. That's all one has, really, what one can do. And rather than sitting around wasting your time not doing it, I'd rather, try and do it.
At the moment, Everett is shooting The Next Best Thing. He co-stars with Madonna, and he rewrote the script. He says it's a story of two best friends. She's straight, he's gay. And the family unit they try to make outside of society. The Next Best Thing is scheduled to be released at the end of the year.
Living a dog's life, spending your life in prison, and taking a life for money. 3 plots, 3 current movies, plus your critical insights. Here's Critical Mass.
You go eat your cornbread. You can't have my cornbread, that's for damn sure.
Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence banter behind bars for life.
Life?
The two are wrongly convicted of murder and sent to the Mississippi Big House, where their humorous outlook on life prevails and friendship endures.
I blame you for everything, Ray.
EW sinks the comedy with a C. Viewers average C+. Critics also a C+.
I was there all night. She didn't come home.
Watch out for backstabbing femme fatale Patricia Arquette when she says, "Goodbye, lover." Arquette concocts an elaborate scheme of betrayal and insurance fraud in this Roland Joffe comic noir.
Do you have any qualms about killing women?
No. They die easier.
The conspiracy doesn't hold up in EW's eyes and gives the film a C.
Isn't that a cool? What's this?
Viewers concur with a C, but critics give it a C-.
You stole her dog? I just said I borrowed him.
Another conspiracy, lost and found.
My dog is missing.
David Spade plans a phony dog-napping scheme to score a bonjour out of his beautiful French neighbor, Sophie Marceau.
Are you all right?
That's okay, I'm on the pill.
EW doesn't throw this comedy any bones and buries the film with a D+.
Oh, he's cool.
Visitors to our website gave it a D. The average, D+.
Feeling critical? Here are the 3 films for next week's Critical Mass. Visit our website at cnn.com/Critical Mass and tell us how you grade each movie. Critical Mass is presented by IBM, Solutions for a Small Planet. Next, violent movies, violent video games, violent lyrics. Now taking center stage in Washington, the president and his pop culture crusade. CNN and Entertainment Weekly is coming right back.
Investor?
Yes?
Have you tried that Discover brokerage on the internet?
Mrs. Yost.
Yes.
Thank you so much for bailing out my country.
Oh, you're welcome. I was happy to help.
The 54-inch, 25-horsepower riding mower from Scott's. It's got a fully welded steel unibody frame, plus a solid cast iron front axle, a remarkable turning radius, and all the power you'll ever need. You'll wish you had a bigger yard. Scott's Mowers. Available at the Home Depot.
Need new shocks? Come to Midas. We'll save you 50% on your second R2 technology shock or strut with a lifetime guarantee. Go safely. Go Midas.
And I was missing all sensation of sight. It was so dark underground, we had seen no light for days. It was visible how there was the enemy. First that they were fighting against their better nature.
For those who combine a passion for living with a passion for living. The Volvo C70 convertible.
She's managing her time right down to the dime with Sprint. Because now it's just a dime a minute on calling card calls, on calls to your Sprint 800 number, and all calls from home. Call 1-8775-CONTACT and switch to Sprint. You can't control everything, but you can make the most of your time. Isn't that the point of Contact? Switch now for a dime every time. Call toll-free 1-8775-CONTACT.
Friday on Larry King Live, actor-activist Richard Gere, his first interview since his trip to Macedonia. Plus Tony Robbins, Mother Love, Susie Orman, and more. Friday night, 9 Eastern on CNN.
Tornadoes ripped the heartland.
Thank God we were saved. I feel sorry for all those people who lost everything.
Tragedy in Colorado. Crisis in Kosovo. Wherever breaking news happens, CNN is there. Live with correspondents on the scene reporting the latest developments. Then recap all the day's dramatic events with instant special reports. Your most reliable source for global coverage is CNN, the world's news leader.
Watch CNN and Entertainment Weekly at its new time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern.
The momentum continues to pressure entertainment industry leaders to curb violence on TV, in movies, and on the Internet. On Tuesday, a Senate hearing offered up a number of opinions on the marketing of violence in pop culture.
I will tell you, Mr. Chairman, if the entertainment industry continues to move in the direction it's moving and continues unabated to market death and degradation to our children and continues to pay no heed to the genuine bloodshed staining our communities, then one way or other, the government will act.
It is in that very small percentage of kids who are, for all intents and purposes, taken over by the worst of the popular culture, who see these violent movies not as merely entertainment, but as a game plan, who hear the dark pounding music as a hymn, who begin, as Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold did, to live in a dark parallel universe.
I'm not going to absolve movies because, as I say, there's some of these movies that just turn my stomach, and I don't want to watch them. But I have a right not to watch them.
And this coming Monday, the president takes up the issue of violence, values, and our children with a long list of invitees. Judd has more with the writers and editors of EW and this week's Shop Talk.
Tonight on Shop Talk, we're going to, you might say, sum it up. In other words, the summit that's taking place next week in Washington to discuss violence in entertainment. Do we think this summit is actually going to accomplish something, or is it just political grandstanding?
The moment does seem right for serious discussions about youth violence and the causes of youth violence, and maybe we can do something about it. You get that feeling. Something's in the air.
Absolutely, and I think Clinton's instincts are quite right about that. Unfortunately, we've got a president who sort of squandered his moral authority. You know, if he had more at this point in time, he really could make a difference. Because really, that's all he can do, is try to sort of shame people into doing something by pointing the finger and saying, you know, you guys are responsible. You have to respond to what's happened in Littleton.
Well, you know, certain things at the moment, you know, are in place. I mean, let's be frank here. This year, half the television sets that are made have to have the V-chip. Movies are rated. Video games are rated. Music CDs have to carry parental guidance. You know,
right, and those are held up by teenagers. That's exactly what to go for.
Well, yeah, but the fact of the matter is, you know, it really is a waste of time. You know, blaming technology and blaming entertainment for what is basically parents' mistakes.
Well, I think you're getting close to the real issue here, which is the market. You know, as long as there is a market for these kinds of movies, they will be made and they will be shown. And there's no major studio, even those with the best intentions, who say we're not going to make these violent movies anymore. Well, somebody else is going to make them and make $500 million. And, you know, that's what's got to happen is parents or the public have
At the same time, I think that there does need to be a process in the entertainment industry where the individual makers or the studios at some point just stop and look at what they're doing and make that decision and think about the consequences.
Well, yes, but let's get to the internet. Now, is there a governmental role with the internet?
I think absolutely not. I think, personally, I'm really tired of people scapegoating the internet for parents not doing their jobs. I mean, you can't legislate the internet. You can prosecute somebody for putting up a pipe bomb recipe if they live in this country, but then that material will go on a server in Finland, and you can't do anything about it.
There are filter systems that parents can use.
There are dozens of filters.
They're totally ineffective.
No, they're not ineffective. They're flawed, but they're a start.
The fact of the matter is we're not going to have government regulation of entertainment.
The question is, what do you do about children? And how do you keep, this culture is now bathed in images of violence. It's inescapable, not just in the movies and TV, but on billboards and in print, everywhere you go.
And the news.
And the news. And the 24-hour-a-day news that continually sucks every bit of juice out of any disaster such as we've had in Colorado.
Okay, well, a debate that obviously is going to continue across the country for some time. That's Shop Talk for this week.
Like they say, there's nothing like a good book for making a great escape. Here's EW's senior editor, Tina Jordan, with a review of a new book all about one of the best places on earth to escape to.
Tuscany is poet Frances May's sequel to Under the Tuscan Sun, her hugely popular memoir about buying and restoring an old farmhouse in Tuscany. People who loved Under the Tuscan Sun will love Bella Tuscany for all the same reasons. The beautiful descriptions of the Italian countryside, the people that Mays meets, the characters who come to renovate her house. Like its predecessor, Bella Tuscany is stuffed with recipes. Mays devotes lots of pages to describing sumptuous meals. It also has, I think, maybe unintentional glimpses into Mays herself. She's sometimes a prickly character. You didn't really see that in the first book. You see it here. She's talking about the aunt she didn't like, the house guests who caused her trouble, the man she has been living with and marries, her relationship with her mother. And for that, Bella Tuscany is quite interesting. I caution readers who loved Under the Tuscan Sun that Bella Tuscany isn't quite as evocative. I understand that Mays wasn't keen on writing a sequel, but that her fans were clamoring for it, and this book does have a slightly rushed feel to it. That's a small quibble, though. This is still a beautiful book, and I'd give it an A-.
Where's this digital workplace of the future? Where's this mecca of digitized knowledge? This no-sweat, sit-at-my-desk-rule-the-world office network? Where's this bridge to the new millennium? This seamless fit to my network? These platform-compatible workhorses that will scan, copy, print, fax, correlate, staple, and make me look like the god I am? Oh, 2 doors down from Felton. Image Runner and Image Class series from Canon. Here's the future. Let's get to work.
Turn it anywhere you want it, anywhere you want it to go.
Goes where you want it.
Baby, you can move it down low.
Stays where you put it. The flexible shower massage from Teledyne Waterpick.
How far must you go to improve wholesome, creamy, nutritious Dannon yogurt? Actually, only as far as the bottom. To see Dannon has already gone overboard to bring you peaches simply bursting with flavor. Dannon, made with fruit picked at the peak of delicious.
Anywhere, stay at Fairfield Inn by Marriott. It's clean, it's comfortable, it's friendly. Fairfield Inn by Marriott. You can expect more.
Say, did you hear about the English ivy that died from a bad case of shot hole fungus? No, I didn't. Apparently it couldn't handle its diphenamide.
For those of you who actually have a life outside of gardening, there's garden.com. With tons of plants, expert advice, and home delivery, we can help anyone have a great garden. Now you don't need a green thumb, just an index finger.
In the playoffs, you have no chance if you're afraid to take one. Leave your fear in the locker room and your soul on the court.
From 1999, NBA playoffs are on TBS Superstation, beginning Monday night. Win
or go home.
Premiering Sunday, they're the powerful stories that connect us to each other. The images we'll never forget. The faces, places, and greatest events of the last 100 years. Celebrate the century. Premiering Sunday 9, 8 Central on CNN.
Politics.
And instead of voting their conscience, they got their finger in the wind.
International policy.
You know the way to undermine Castro? Let democracy in.
Abortion.
It is not up for people to take the law in their own hands and say so.
Crossfire. The program that takes on the tough issues.
You think we can roll up the sidewalk?
No.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Join Robert Novak and Bill Press on Crossfire. Weeknights at 7:30 Eastern, only on CNN.
That's it for this week. Next week, what on earth was George Lucas thinking? We'll do an analysis of The Phantom Menace and his entire Star Wars series like you've never seen before. Bet you didn't know some schools actually have Star Wars on the curriculum. That's CNN and Entertainment Weekly next Thursday in our new time slot, 8 p.m. Eastern.
And Willow, don't get too excited now, but next week I'll have a chance to sit down and talk to George Lucas. And a programming reminder, now you can catch all the Newsstand shows in a new time period. Sunday and Monday at CNN and Time at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, it's People Profiles, Oprah Winfrey at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Wednesday, Willow will be back with CNN and Fortune at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see you next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Good night.
Thanks for joining us. For all of us at Newsstand, good night.
To purchase a transcript of this program, please call 1-800-CNN-NEWS. Visit us at cnn.com/newsstand and join Entertainment Weekly online at EW.com. For more reporting of this kind, read Entertainment Weekly. It's at your newsstand.
Every week, Entertainment Weekly, the magazine, brings you the latest news and reviews on TV, movies, music, and more. Pick it up wherever magazines are sold, or call 1-800-538-0100 to subscribe.
Introducing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee. While it boasts a new vibration-reducing body structure, a quieter, more powerful engine, and an agile suspension for a superior level of refinement and quietness, rest assured, it's still as rugged as ever.
Welcome back, sir.
The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most capable sport utility ever.
Ever since man learned to communicate, there's been the need to learn how to cut to the chase. USA Today. Not the most words, just the right ones.
Closed captioning provided by 1-800-US-SEARCH. Locate a long-lost friend or a family member. Who do you want to find? Find anyone. 1-800-USSearch.com.
Friday on Larry King Live, actor and activist Richard Gere in his first interview since his trip to Macedonia. Friday night, 9 Eastern on CNN.
TCI.
Hit movies.
Trust me, just one more time.
Hit movies, movies, 100% movies.
More new hit movies in primetime. New hit movies you'll see first on Stars, only on Stars.
Hey!
Uncut and commercial-free.
Get in.
Don't miss these great movies on Stars.
Yeah, you can run. Call TCI and order your own Stars today.
Pay-per-view.
Tommy, Chucky, Bill and Lil, Angelica, and Baby Dill. The Rugrats are in your house on pay-per-view.
Hang on, you exciting, baby! We're going in!
It's their very first movie for the very first time on TV.